matchup. The high-flying, quick team of the Young Pistols will take on Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko, the Enforcers. The World Tag Team Tournament continues today on TBS and World Championship Wrestling. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to TBS and World Championship Wrestling. Jim Ross and Paul E. Dangerously coming to you from beautiful Tallahassee, Florida. And we've got a great crowd on hand. We will see our second match in the World Tag Team Title Tournament in the hour.
The speed and the quickness of the Young Pistols goes against the Enforcer, AA Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko, and the Enforcers have wrestling covered from A to Z.
Plus in the hour, Gordon Soley in the WCW Control Center. We'll also see the one-man gang who is preparing for his matchup on August 25th in the Omni against El Gigante. Plus, Paul, I understand you have a very special interview.
That's right. You know, everybody saw the misunderstanding a couple weeks ago between Johnny B. Bad and Stunning Steve Austin. Well, hey, being the Henry Kissinger of WCW, I'll get everything straightened out today.
Plus, ladies and gentlemen, the great athlete from Florida State University, Ron Simmons, is here. Right now, let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest on World Championship Wrestling, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Warner Robins, Georgia, weighing 276 pounds, the All-American, Ron Simmons. His opponent from East Ridge, Tennessee, 233 pounds, Jim Boss.
What an ovation for Ron Simmons here today on TBS. We are in his hometown, so to speak, an adopted hometown. He's got that number 50 Florida State jersey on. That was retired. And he has one thing on his mind. I talked to him. I'm going to speak to him again here in the program. He wants to be the next heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, that's a very tall order to fill, and Ron Simmons, as you see in front of 12,000 of his hometown fans, is about to annihilate Jim Boss. But here's the thing, hey, he's beautiful power slam. He's ranked number 4 in the world right now, but that still means he has to go through the heavyweight champion to get the belt.
Ron Simmons has his championship match in Atlanta's Omni. Oh, what impact there! It'll be on August 25th, the final night of the Great American Bash, when that man has the opportunity to realize his dream to be the best in the world at what he does.
Now, I'm not saying that Simmons doesn't match up the champ when it... Whoa!
Great drop kick.
When it comes to... I mean, just look how thick he is. Just look how muscular he is. He matches up to the champ in size, in strength, in speed. But here's the thing. He doesn't have the experience to be the heavyweight champion of the world. He's going to get one chance, and that's in the Omni in Atlanta on August 25th.
And it is just simply electrifying here in Tallahassee, Florida today for World Championship Wrestling. Simmons with a right hand. I know he's training extremely hard. He's lifting weights, he's running, he's preparing. We're just about 3 weeks away from the final event of the Great American Bash Tour. You can hear the fans chanting, FSU, FSU.
Oh, is that what they're chanting? I thought we were going to have to do some sound editing soon.
High elevation, a tremendous backdrop as Ron Simmons just put Jim Boss in another time zone. This is the kind of action that you can be a part of during the Great American Bash National Tour, just like tonight in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, but do you think the people in Kansas City, Missouri, or tomorrow in Topeka, Kansas, or even Monday in St. Joe are going to get on their feet and show Ron Simmons the respect that the people in his hometown are giving him?
I think without a doubt, oh, that's spine buster. He is so awesome. He wants to be the next world's champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, the All-American, Ron Simmons.
He has waited all his life. He has spent the past 3 years working his way up the ladder. On Sunday night, August 25th, Ron Simmons gets the opportunity of a lifetime as he will challenge the total package, Lex Luger, for the heavyweight championship of the world in Atlanta in the Omni. Simmons standing by right now with Jim Ross.
It was right here in Tallahassee, Florida, at Florida State University, where this man was a four-time football All-American. On August 25th in Atlanta's Omni, he has the opportunity to become the heavyweight champion of the world.
Just like the people here are number one in the country. That's what makes you an All-American. That's what made this school great like it is today. Old part of them is the reason Ron Simmons is where he is today. And another reason is when you figure out how come people die to get into this country, one reason being is that it is the greatest country in the world and it allows you to be anything you want to be. They said when Ron Simmons came to Florida State, I wouldn't be anything, that this school wasn't worth going to. Well, look at it now. The number one school in the country. Ron Simmons became a four-time All-American. They said when I got into wrestling that I wouldn't be anything. Well, I was a Florida heavyweight champion. I was one half of the World Tag Team champ, and I'm currently ranked number 4 in the world. And my Super Bowl, my Orange Bowl, is coming up August 25th in the Omni in Atlanta. And I can assure you, if Ron Simmons fails, it won't be because he didn't try. And these people can witness all the blood, sweat, and tears that I put into this jersey right here that made me who I am.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the showdown, August 25th in the Omni, and we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest on TBS. It is set for one fall. Introducing first, being led by the diabolical Kevin Sullivan, and also accompanied by Black Blood from Halsted Street, Chicago, Illinois, weighing 412 pounds. He says he is the true giant of WCW, the One-Man Gang. His opponent from Tampa, Florida, 304 pounds, Jim Manning.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been signed for August 25th in Atlanta's Omni. It's Argentina versus the Hair, the One-Man Gang and El Gigante. And let's hear these comments from the largest athlete in the world.
Gang, in the Omni, you win, I go home. I win, I cut your hair.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you hear from El Gigante. If he loses to the One-Man Gang on August 25th in Atlanta's Omni, then the One-Man Gang will have to return to Argentina and will not be wrestling in WCW. However, if El Gigante does defeat the One-Man Gang, then in the Omni on August 25th, the One-Man Gang will have his head shaved.
And instead of making me wait to call your wrestling hotline, why don't you give me this one prediction right now? Who do you pick in that match?
I'm staying with El Gigante all the way. At 7'7", 454, somebody's got to prove to me that they can handle him one-on-one.
No way. You see, here's the thing. The One-Man Gang has a beautiful thick head of hair, which he's been growing for the past few years now. He wants to keep that. I understand through my sources. Hey, Miguel Perez, my very good source, he told me from the Bronx that El Gigante's homesick. He wants to go home back to Argentina. He's tired of the prejudice in this country against Hispanics, and he wants to get the heck out.
One-Man Gang really moves around that 400-plus pounds of his. He's approximately 6 feet 10 inches tall, a huge individual, and Kevin Sullivan, his mentor at ringside, also has Sullivan's other protege, Black Blood, there as well. A dynamic clothesline by this huge, huge individual.
And notice the power in those kicks. The One-Man Gang, who I understand wants to change his name to the One-Man Hairstylist, is going to be sending El Gigante back to Argentina after their match in the Omni in Atlanta on August 25th.
There's the Irish whip that moved the ring, and he just smashed his opponent, Jim Manning, who is no small man. Kevin Sullivan giving the One-Man Gang instructions to fly. And that means only one thing, the vaunted 747, all of it on Manning, 400 plus pounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the one-man gang.
Another 747 on his helpless opponent. And now, with Sullivan's assistance, this obviously is a message to Elegante. They're cutting this young man's hair for absolutely no reason.
Oh, no. They're cutting it with very, very good reason. You see the hair on his head is meshing in with the hair on his back, and they want to distinguish between the two.
There's absolutely no reason to watch any more of this situation whatsoever.
Oh, yes, there is.
Fans will be right back.
No.
Paulie's interview. Well, Paulie's going to go back and talk to Stunning Steve and Lady Blossom. And we'll take another look at Sullivan. Instructed the one-man gang to fly. And fly, indeed he did. The 747, over 400 pounds. And this huge individual. And El Gigante in a big matchup in the Omni on August 25th. And we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to World Championship Wrestling. Beautiful Bobby's coming up next in the ring. But right now, I understand Paul E. dangerously standing by with Stunning Steve Austin and Lady Blossom.
All right, Ross, I'm back here in the media room at the Tallahassee Civic Center. I'm standing here with Lady Blossom and her client, the world's television champion, Stunning Steve Austin. And, sir, I saw a couple weeks ago Johnny B. Bad coming out here, and I don't think you have to worry about Johnny B. Bad. What I think that should be on your mind, sir, right now is beautiful Bobby breathing down your neck, is all the contenders that are coming after you because you are, as the world's television champion, the best wrestler on television today.
Well, you were there, Paulie. When I first came into this organization, I said I was going to be the world television champion. That's exactly what I did. I took the belt from Bobby Eaton. Yes. And I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Bobby Eaton is one of the finest in the world today. And I'm thinking about, what are you doing?
Well, I was just looking at my new earrings, my brand new earrings.
Your brand new earrings. Well, where'd you get them?
Well, Johnny B gave them to me.
Johnny B. Bad gave you these earrings?
Yes, he gave me those earrings.
Well, don't I buy you nice things?
Well, yeah, they were just so cute. I mean, I couldn't help it. They were so...
Don't I buy you nice clothes?
Yes, you do.
Hey, listen, I am the world television champion. If anybody's going to buy anybody anything, I'll buy you something. You don't need these. You don't need those. If anybody's going to buy you something, I'll buy it for you. I'm the world TV champion, and we'll do things my way or not at all.
Thanks for coming. Well, from the media room, Stunning Steve not too happy with Johnny B. Bad. Let's go back to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Huntsville, Alabama, he weighs 233 pounds, beautiful Bobby! His opponent from Northport, Florida, 251 pounds, Bob Cook.
Well, some very pointed comments from Stunning Steve Austin, as obviously he isn't too pleased with Johnny B. Bad presenting Lady Blossom with a very platonic gift, I'm sure. It would seem that Johnny B. Bad is somewhat infatuated, not with Lady Blossom herself, but with her accessories. Stunning Steve, the world television champion, and that man, beautiful Bobby, the former television champion, indeed has his sights set on regaining the coveted WCW television championship. We know he's also had his problems with various members of the York Foundation. And of course, beautiful Bobby will be involved in the big main event here tomorrow on TBS on the main event. More on that in the program. A young man from Huntsville, Alabama, the master of the Alabama Jam, that high-flying move off the top rope. But what he has is a devastating right hand, but we should say showed us Bob Cook, and there's one from Sweet Home, Alabama, that put Cook right on the canvas. Beautiful Bobby in his career has been a notorious rule breaker. But in the last several months, he has become one of the most popular athletes ever to compete in WCW. Another elbow, and down goes Bob Cook. This week's WCW Top 10 be coming along in just a few moments. Gordon Soley is here, and Paulie Dangerously is back here. It sounds like Stunning Steve Austin is not too pleased.
That's a long run.
Not too pleased about the attention, platonic as it seems, that's Johnny B. Bad has for Lady Blossom.
Well, I think it was a bad move, all pun intended, by Johnny B to give Lady Blossom a pair of earrings. I mean, hey, it ain't his lady. He should mind his own business.
I don't think he's, I mentioned before you got here, that I don't think he's infatuated with her, but her accessories. He likes the earrings, and he may want to go shopping with her sometime or something. Another right hand by Bob Cook, and Beautiful Bobby is in there with one double tough veteran, I can assure you. Bob Cook has held many regional championships. He'd like to upset Beautiful Bobby, who is currently ranked in the top 10. You'll see just exactly where a little bit later in the broadcast. And another right hand. And Cook could not stand after that one.
Yeah, but each and every one of those clenched fists is an illegal maneuver.
You're right, Paul.
I know I'm right. I just said it. Have you ever known me to lie?
Only when your lips move. Beautiful Bobby dominating Bob Cook, using the steel security railing as a weapon. Fans were really anticipating that big champion or World Tag Team Tournament matchup. Young Pistols take on the Enforcers. That is in this hour. And Beautiful Bobby, will he allow Bob Cook to come back in the ring? Not unscathed, that's for sure.
Notice how Beautiful Bobby just absolutely annihilates Bob Cook. And here you see Beautiful Bobby once again showing that even though the fans are behind him, nothing has changed. He's still one of the dirtiest players in the game.
Good takedown there by Beautiful Bobby, and he explodes again with the clothesline. Boy, there's so many, almost 12,000 fans here, and this is the type of excitement that you'll see, fans, during the Great American Bash Tour that is still in full swing. Beautiful Bobby has Cook up, a belly to back suplex with Cook setting on the top turnbuckle. Beautiful Bobby catches him in that patented neck breaker. And that normally is an introduction to the Alabama Jam, Paul.
Well, here you see Beautiful Bobby perfectly executing not only a neck breaker, but getting Bob Cook in place for the Alabama Jam.
He wants the television championship back. The Alabama Jam and Beautiful Bobby with a resounding victory here on TBS.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Beautiful Bobby.
Beautiful Bobby Eaton right here measuring Bob Cook. Watch this. He grabs him by the back of the head and drives his skull right into the mat. Cook has no idea where he is. Perfect execution of the Alabama Jam.
Still to come, the big tag team tournament matchup. Gordon Soley in the control center. But first, here's a look at this week's Top 10.
Here's a look at the World Championship Wrestling Top 10 rankings and singles competition as compiled by promoters and members of the WCW Board of Directors for the weekend of August 3rd and 4th. The number 10 ranked wrestler, the former World Television Champion from Huntsville, Alabama, Beautiful Bobby. Preceded by the number 9 man, the Natural Dustin Rhodes. Ranked number 8 this week, Johnny B. Bad from Macon, Georgia. Preceded by the number 7 man, the Diamond Stud. 7'7" Elegante checks in at number 6 this week, and the World Television Champion, Stunning Steve Austin, is at number 5. Moving up the rankings this week in the number 4 position, former All-American Ron Simmons. Number 3 is the former World Champion Sting. The Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff is ranked number 2 this week, and the number 1 ranked contender from Sweetwater, Texas, Barry Windham. And the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package Lex Luger. That's a look at this week's Top 10.
Welcome to the WCW Control Center. I'm Gordon Soley, and this week we're going to concentrate on the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. There will be a one-night round-robin tournament to be held Sunday night, August 25th, and that will be in Atlanta, Georgia at the Omni. And may I just point out that in this tournament, we will see the following participants. Number 1, Barry Windham, Nikita Koloff, Bobby Eaton, Arn Anderson, Dustin Rhodes, Sting, Stunning Steve Austin, the Diamond Stud, the Z-Man, the Yellow Dog, and the latest entry, Johnny D. Bad. Of course, when Lex Luger won the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, he had to vacate the U.S. title. And this, of course, means now that these men will have the opportunity to achieve the title very next to the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, in talking about the World Heavyweight Championship, let's go back and take a look right now at some highlights of that world title match between the total package himself, Lex Luger, and Barry Windham. Immediately following that, we're going to see a change during an interview in Lex Luger, but it's really not a change if you know the man. He's all business, and that's exactly what he conveys to all of you in this interview following his winning of the World Heavyweight Championship.
Misjudged his distance right there, barely got a foot up.
And coming down the rampway that's Harley Race on the right, Mr. Hughes on the left.
What's this all about?
I have no idea. Harley Race, a multiple-time world champion. And Mr. Hughes, who is the bodyguard of the York Foundation. Now, what's the deal? Are they with Barry Windham? No! Harley Race
is over there talking to Luger.
Race said, now's the time. Race was a master of the pile driver. Harley Race said, now's the time. He's got him up on the pile driver. And there he planted him. Luger with the pile driver.
This be a message to all wannabe wrestlers, all star wrestlers of now, all has-been wrestlers, because the total package Lex Luger has finally arrived. There's been an attitude adjustment, so to speak. Barry Windham received an attitude adjustment like any other wrestler who stands in my path. There's a new frame of mind for Lex Luger. The physical tools were always there. I just had to be made to believe in myself and my abilities and grab it by the throat. And that's what I did just moments ago.
Putting a man into a frame of mind is the thing that this man liked. It's there now. The total package is all together.
Certainly no question about it. Lex Luger is indeed all business. Well, of course, the World Tag Team Championship is still up for grabs. A tournament is currently being contested to find out who is going to become the new World Tag Team Champions. Last week, the Fabulous Freebirds and the Hardliners were both eliminated. This week, right here in just a moment, we're going to be seeing the Enforcers going up against the Young Pistols, and two contrasting styles here. We'll have that match in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. It is the second bout in the WCW World Tag Tournament. Introducing team number 1 from Wyoming, Steve Tracy, the Young Pistols.
Fans, don't forget, you can see the Great American Bash this Tuesday night in Sioux City, Iowa.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, at a total combined weight of 492 pounds, the living legend, Larry Zbyszko, Double A, Arn Anderson, the Enforcers.
It will be the ground attack, the methodical, punishing style of Zbyszko and Anderson.
Brian Pillman spins right there. It's on his head.
Against the speed and quickness of the Young Pistols, and this is a must-win situation for both teams because, fans, as you know, this is a single elimination tournament. In other words, it's sudden death. Senior referee Nick Patrick, one of the many great officials here in WCW assigned this very, very important matchup.
And Zbyszko's going to start out against Tracy, and like you said, it's sudden death. Either team gets disqualified, they're gone. If it's a draw, they're both gone. In other words, you have to win to advance, and we learned in the past few weeks that if you don't win, you ain't gonna advance.
Last week we saw a double count out, eliminating both the hardliners and the Freebirds. A lot of emotion involved in this. These thousands of fans here really bring out the best in the athletes, as we are excited about this particular stop for the Great American Bash Tour here in Tallahassee, Florida.
And let's be honest, it was a nice clean break by Larry Zbyszko.
Tracy with the advantage in the side headlock, but not for long. Good shoulder block there. And the veteran from Pittsburgh, Larry Zbyszko, with a well-placed knee to the midsection, scoops him up. Flat of the feet, legal maneuver. Front face lock takes him up and over in a suplex. They're working already, going to work on the back. The last several weeks, Paul, we have seen Anderson and Zbyszko focus strictly on the lower back of their opponents.
Oh, most definitely. Well, you see, that's where all their game plan comes in. Anderson, the master of the spine busters. Zbyszko, the master of the bear hug and the abdominal stretch.
Good double team offense by the Pistols, and they made the exchange. That's Steve in there. They have got to wrestle a quick match and keep their more experienced adversaries off balance. It's like a run and shoot offense against a ground attack in a football analogy. Steve took a chance there, and it did not pay off. He introduced his shoulder to the steel ring post, and now let's see if Anderson will take advantage. This may be the move that turns their strategy from the lower back to the arm.
Oh, most definitely. The enforcers know how to capitalize on an advantage. We've seen the first big mistake of the match, and Steve right now is in a world of hurt.
You know, fans, we've talked a great deal about the Omni on August 25th. We'll talk more about it on AM 750 WSB tomorrow night at 9 o'clock when I'll take your calls on the radio. We'll talk all about the big event in the Omni. And there you see somewhat of an Anderson tradition. The hammerlock into the body slam.
And notice Double A takes his time. He's not rushing in, which is what the young Pistols always do. He does one thing at a time. He does it very, very viciously, and he does it very, very effectively as well.
Takedown by Anderson, stomping at the ribs. A lot of high impact moves coming from the enforcers. And now Anderson has Steve out there on the outside measuring him. There to the left. Oh, he went for a left clothesline. He found nothing but steel. And now it may be the young Pistols going to work on the arm of Arn Anderson. Right on the rail as these thousands of fans look on. Again, Anderson's left arm, and that's a key term. He is a southpaw.
Oh, he most definitely is, and now we see that Anderson is getting a little dose of his own medicine. Zbyszko needs to figure out a way to save his partner and save him quick.
I've never seen Anderson submit. But we may be seeing a first here if they can continue to make timely tags, they meaning the Pistols, and work on that arm like that.
Tremendous tag team strategy. A drop kick off the top rope, and now wait a minute. Whoa, 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 there was no tag.
Well, Larry Zbyszko was having a discussion of sorts with referee Nick Patrick, and indeed there was no tag.
No, look, there's no tag again.
But the legal man's back in the ring.
It doesn't matter. The referee saw the other guy, then he's legal.
Young Pistols pulling a page out of the playbook of the enforcers. And Zbyszko very irate there. He wants the tag. He knows full well that his partner, Arn Anderson, has been really tested here. And he needs to make the tag quite obviously. Irish whip to the center of the ropes. Good move there by Tracy, anticipating Anderson's positioning as Tracy came off the ropes. Another exchange has been made. It will be Steve, the legal man. And again, they're working on the arm.
Oh, yeah, and here's another big problem for Double A Arn Anderson. He likes to use a short arm clothesline to lead up to the DDT. Now that they've taken that arm out from under him, he's in big trouble.
Zbyszko got the tag, but he also got the hammerlock. Nice counter move by Larry Zbyszko, but it's countered again by Steve. Great wrestling. This is WCW at its finest. Good move. He's got him in a cradle. 1, 2, and a near fall.
Right now, what the Enforcers have to do is get out of the ring and revise their game plan, because what they're doing right now is not working. The Pistols, young, hungry, have come within inches of being not only the U.S. Tag Team Champions, but the World Tag Team Champions on several different occasions. And right now, it looks like they have the advantage, believe it or not, over the Enforcers.
They are a very hungry young team. And as we said, in this, our second match in the World Tag Team title tournament, it's sudden death. It's single elimination. You've got to win to advance. Side headlock. And Zbyszko with a good counter move. Belly to back suplex. Great move by Zbyszko and a very timely tag. Let's see how much Arn Anderson has been able to regroup. Tracy in a very dangerous position in the ring, but he's fighting his way out of it. Anderson with a well-placed knee. And Zbyszko pulled the rope down. Larry Zbyszko pulled the rope down, and Tracy went right over the top, landed on his knee out here on the concrete floor.
And now we can see the tide change once again. This match, very fast pace. It goes in the way of the Pistols and the Enforcers. The Pistols and the Enforcers. And now Anderson and Zbyszko need to capitalize on this and finish Tracy off.
Zbyszko's experience created that opportunity for the Enforcers, and now Arn Anderson, a man that has worn so many championships, knows exactly what to do. You can hear Tracy. He's writhing in pain, and Anderson and Zbyszko gaining an unfair advantage by clasping hands.
Like I've said, they have wrestling covered from A to Z.
It's almost guaranteed that the winner of the World Tag Team title tournament will be on the cover of an upcoming WCW magazine, which goes in the newsstands in about 3 days on August the 6th.
Am I on the cover of the first issue?
No, Paul. Good move there by Zbyszko. Continuing to work on the leg. Single leg pickup. Zbyszko trying to take Tracy down. Good back heel trip. Takes that knee and ankle strenuously against the grain here. Look at the bend in the knee, the bend in the ankle. Double pressure on Tracy Smothers.
And notice how Tracy right now keeping his shoulders off the mat. But Zbyszko right there blocks him off from making the tag and goes right back to work on the knee.
Step over toe hold. Called a step over leg lock in some parts of the country. If by any name, it's very, very effective. And if the Young Pistols were preparing for a match where they had to protect their backs from the offensive onslaught of the Enforcers, then they have been very mistaken, because the Enforcers have adapted in this match. We have seen them change their strategy, and that's why this team has got to be considered one of the leading teams to be the next World Tag Team Champions.
Oh, man, look what Anderson's doing. He is absolutely driving Tracy's knee into the mat, and here what you see is he's taking him outside the ring. If he wraps that leg around the ring post, it's all over for the Young Pistols.
Well, Tracy went over the top rope. His knee, I'm sure, was severely injured when he went over the top rope and landed on the concrete floor. This kid's career right now is in deep, deep jeopardy. I hope that the referee doesn't allow this one to continue, because this kid is in obvious severe pain, and Anderson and Zbyszko know that full well. They're going to turn it up a notch right here on the leg. Zbyszko off the apron. How much more can Tracy Smothers take? The question should be, perhaps, how much more should he take?
Well, here's the guy now that I'm sitting next to, and you cried foul when they stopped the first Tyson Ruddock match. Let this go on until the kid says, I quit, or until he gets pinned. If he's in so much pain, let him say, I quit.
Well, this kid's not going to say I quit.
Then he's stupid.
That's not in his makeup.
Well, then he's stupid. He's going to give up a whole career for one match. Look at this. Look at this.
They may be preparing to throw the towel in. I think that would be the thing to do. This is a great young athlete. He's got a very promising career. Both he and Steve, the young Pistols, have great matches to still wrestle in their career. Don't jeopardize the whole situation by this one match.
I mean, come on, this is more guts than brains. They are going to end his career. Make no mistake about it. Zbyszko, look what he's doing. He's twisting the knee. He's going to hyperextend that knee.
World championships have been won with a spinning leg lock on more than one occasion. It is a tremendously effective maneuver. And right now, Zbyszko and Anderson want to continue working on the leg, but they also, and more importantly, want to prevent a tag. Tracy Smothers has been in this match for a very long time after sustaining what we are sure is a very severe knee injury.
Oh, man, he's in a real bad way. If he were smart, he'd think about his career. He'd say, okay, I can give up now and go on to another day. But if this goes on for another 2 or 3 minutes, this kid's career will be over.
One of the great assets of this team, the Young Pistols, is their speed and quickness. And you can't have that asset on a bad wheel. This kid's not going to quit. There's Steve in the emotion. They're going to throw the towel in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, A.A. Arn Anderson, the living legend Larry Zbyszko, the Enforcers.
I don't know if the referee stopped it or if Steve Armstrong insisted it be stopped for fear of permanent injury in his partner, but the Enforcers will advance.
Here you see it. This is what set the whole thing up. Tracy leaping over Arn Anderson. Zbyszko pulls down the top rope. He lands right on his knee. His career could be over right there.
Fans will be back. Johnny B. Bad is next on TBS. Welcome back, everyone, to World Championship Wrestling. Johnny B. Bad is coming up next, but here's a look at tomorrow night's big main event. Tomorrow on TBS on the main event, 5:05 Central, 6:05 Eastern Time, and the feature event will be a battle of former rivals. Representing the York Foundation, their newest member, Richard Morton, and he will be taking on an old rival, the former World's Television Champion, Beautiful Bobby. The York Foundation says they have a big surprise for Beautiful Bobby tomorrow on the main event. It starts at 5:05 Central, 6:05 Eastern on TBS.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest on World Championship Wrestling, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, the godfather of World Championship Wrestling, Theodore R. Long, proudly presents from Macon, Georgia, weighing 251 pounds, Johnny B. Bad. His opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, 206 pounds, David Taylor.
Johnny B. Bad, currently ranked number 8 in the world, and don't be fooled by his exterior. He is a tremendous athlete, a 5-time New York amateur boxing champion. He holds a victory over Razor Ruddock. He's got a dynamite left hook. And but I'll tell you one thing, I know he loves accessories, that feathered boa, his earrings, but Stunning Steve's not too happy about his accessories.
Well, I mean, if Johnny B. Bad wants to go shopping with a hot blonde, how about this Thursday when he goes to Myrtle Beach for the Great American Bash? He takes out Vanna White. They go to a couple malls, maybe drive to Charlotte, North Carolina for the Bash on Friday, and he's covered it. I mean, no, he has to pick up gifts for Lady Blossom. Hey, that ain't his chick, man.
I told you before, she's not his chick. He didn't say it was, I don't think, they have a platonic relationship. Are you jealous?
Oh, yeah, I'm real jealous of Why, do I want to go out with Johnny B. Bad? Is that what you're asking?
Collar and elbow tie.
Yeah.
Johnny B. Bad with a wrist lock. Good fireman carry takeover. Well, fans, it's going to be a great main event tomorrow night. You love WCW action, hold for hold, pound for pound, and be with us tomorrow for beautiful Bobby and Richard Morton as they renew a tremendous rivalry. But this time, beautiful Bobby will be the fan favorite. Richard Morton, I think, will get the jeers, and it should be a tremendous wrestling event on TBS tomorrow.
Well, I think this is going to be a tremendous wrestling event. Just look at the knowledge employed by Johnny B. Bad. But I'll ask you now, whoa!
I hope we have enough time in the broadcast. I'd like to speak to Johnny B. Bad.
Oh, Dave Taylor's making a big mistake. You don't want to slug it out with Johnny B. Bad.
Johnny B. Bad, very agile, great athlete. As I said, don't be fooled by his exterior.
I mean, instead of having another farce between Evander Holyfield and George Foreman, why don't they let Johnny B. Bad take one of them on? He'd knock them both out in the same night.
Johnny B. Bad going up top. Boy, he increases his offensive repertoire every week. And you heard the Godfather, or Peanut Head if you prefer.
Mr. Peanut Head.
No. Don't pin him now. Johnny B. Bad with those kicks, the flat of the foot, which are legal, right to the ribs. Knee, he caught that kid right in the face.
Which gives him time to prance around, warm up, and get ready to knock this kid out. Here it comes.
Fast hands in the left. Indeed it is. That is a bad man. He's turned Taylor's lights out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Johnny B. Bad.
Hey, he floats like a butterfly. He stings like a bee. He's the baddest man. He's Johnny B. And here you see the kiss of death from Johnny B. Bad. Johnny B. Bad is going to be interviewed right now, along with the Godfather, Theodore Long, with Jim Ross.
Fans, as Johnny B. Bad and Theodore Long make their way up here to have a few words with us. We don't have a great deal of time left, but don't miss the great main event tomorrow right here on TBS. It'll be Eaton and Morton. And early in the program, Theodore, interesting comments were made by Stunning Steve about Johnny B. Bad.
Well, let me say something, Jim Ross. Everybody talking about what up with the beautiful Johnny B. Bad. Well, Stunning Steve Austin has to understand one thing, that Johnny B. Bad is a fashion plate of World Championship Wrestling, and he admires beautiful...
Right behind you, I guess he can hear it from himself here.
Yeah, listen up, buddy. I don't think you need to be buying Blossom any earrings, any other jewelry, or any dresses. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want you buying her anything. If anybody's going to buy her something, it'll be me.
Stunner, I just want to go shopping with her.
Well, that sounds like he made it pretty clear. He must apparently a little jealousy.
He got all puffy at me, Teddy. He's almost as pretty as me when he gets mad.
Oh, hush, Johnny. Oh, hush. Don't worry about Stunning Steve, Lady Blossom. Everybody worry about the fashion plate of World Championship Wrestling, the man with the left hook, the tutti frutti, the beautiful Johnny B. Bad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow night on the main event.